Okay, so yesterday we have seen like how to write into the Excel. Okay, and the flow we have ran, it's like manual flow. Okay, it's like ad hoc whenever we have to run the process. Okay, but just imagine like we want to create a flow. Okay, basically when we are receiving any email. Okay, or maybe first we'll talk about the OneDrive. Okay, suppose this is my OneDrive. Okay, or any drive basically. Right? And here, like yesterday, we have created a folder, right? AI Builder input, right? And here we have one more folder, right? Innovates, right? And suppose whenever anyone is uploading the files or invoices, right? Then what should happen? At the same time, the trigger should trigger the process and it should extract the data from those invoices, right? So it's like a event based trigger. Okay, event based trigger. Why it is event based trigger? Because event is occurring, right? What event is there? Suppose if file is uploaded here, right? Either one file, two file, or hundreds of file, right? Our automation will run and it will extract the data and it will write into the Excel. Okay, right? So how can we build it? Go to the create, right? Click on the instant cloud. Okay, sorry. Click on the automated cloud. So we can go here, right? So here extra. Okay. So when you can see here, right? When a file is created, okay? When a file is created, correct? Where OneDrive, and please make sure you can select for business. Okay. Click on the create. So I just click on the create. Okay. Now here it will do the connection with your OneDrive, right? Then it will ask the folder. Okay. Right. So we can go and we can select the folder. So maybe we can select this AI Builder input, right? Within AI Builder input, it's like a innovate, right? So whenever a right file is uploaded, our flow will get triggered. So this is a trigger point, okay? And after that, the rest of the process is similar. There is no change in our process, right? So yesterday, like process docker, okay? So which AI model we have used? This one, RoboPro Innovates. Yesterday we have created. Select a form, right? It's a video form. So now here you can see the file content, the content of the file. So whenever the file will get uploaded, right, input will get supplied here, file content, right? And now next thing, Excel Online Business, a new row into a table, right? So we can go to that location, OneDrive for Business, then document libraries, OneDrive, and then file, okay? It will ask the file in which file we want to write. So we'll go to the output, workflow data, and table. And after that, we'll do the mapping, right? So that's the reason I said rest of the things are very similar. Innovation. So innovation upper value, text, anything is fine. First, total, total. Okay, same. But first time we have to test it manually. Okay, so now we will go, we'll test it. Now it will not ask to upload the file here. Okay? So what it will say, to see how it works, add a file to a OneDrive, you select. Okay, so this is our input folder, right? So it is saying upload the file. So we can go files upload. Okay. Open. So now file is uploaded. Once file is uploaded, what will happen? See. your flow will start to run. Okay? Now it is extracting the data. Once it is done, it will write into the Excel. Okay, come right. So now you can see in this way our flow will have run successfully. Right. Now, what will happen from the next time? Okay, so if you go to the my flows, right? If you go to the my flows, right here, now it is automated flow. Can you see this type? It's a automated. So now whenever there is a new file or files, right, will upload here. What will happen? The flow will get triggered automatic. Okay? So even we no need to go and do anything into the Power Automate cloud. Now you can see it is uploading. Okay, but how to see? Right? For example, I want to see like it has ran or not. Right? So just click on here. Okay, on your flow, and it can take some time to sync. Okay, got it. Right? You can see it is running. It is running. So this is our first run 1 minute ago, and now it is running. Right? So here we can just click here, refresh. Now it has come. Okay, so now it is auto. So no need to go and run it manually. It will be taken care whenever there is a single file or multiple files are uploaded at a time. There is no need. Okay, clear? Please.
So just a quick one. In that process document steps, so what will be my variable? Because here I'm saying file is created at the path, right? So could you just expand this process document?
So whenever there is file is available, the flow will get triggered, right?
Yep.
And this process, right, or this step will take that file content here. So we could go here, right? Here we'll get file.
Yes. So exactly this file content variable. How do we know? Because last time we know there was a file content variable there, and it the value would be stored in that file content. Here, does it mention the file content? Because in
We no
previous.
need to mention such it. It is already
Oh, okay.
available. This variable is already created. Okay. So that's the
Okay.
reason it is available. So we can get the file name, we can get the file path, we can get the file content. Okay. So here we
Okay.
don't need to create anything.
Okay. Okay. Because last time we gave that
We
we
did
will be
not get,
uploading,
we did not.
right?
It is also
Yeah, yeah,
already created.
it automatically took the file content. So we knew that okay, file content is the variable that we
Yes.
need to give as a form.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
One question from me. Just now, when we have this automated flow, right? The invoices that are there. So consider in a real time, you are getting invoices, right? Now, whatever invoices coming in, right? One which are already processed, right? Is there a way to move it to another folder so that it won't get reprocessed again?
It will not get reprocessed again. Okay. So now it is available here, right?
Ha ha.
Okay. So it will not consider whenever new, okay, new file is get uploaded. Then only your
Oh,
flow will get triggered. Now your flow will not trigger multiple times.
oh, it's smart enough to
Yes.
already. Oh, okay, great. Okay. Ah,
So you can see the name, right? When a file is created.
I see. So he constantly checking that as soon as it comes, it
Correct.
processes.
Yes. Yes. So
Oh, I
that's the
see.
reason it is called as an event-based trigger.
No wonder. Okay.
Okay, fine. So now we'll go to the next trigger. Okay, it's event-based only. Suppose we are receiving the email. Okay, and the email having this attachment. Okay, invoice as an attachment. So what our automation should do, right? The automation should trigger as soon as uh, email arrives with certain filter criteria. Okay, and then it should extract the data from these invoices or any document, and then it should write into the Excel file. Okay. So what we have to do, similar we go to the create automated cloud flow, right? Okay. So here we have to mention when a email. Okay. So you can see when an email. You can see when a new email arrives. Okay. 365 because we are using 365 license, right? So when a new email arrives, click on the create. So this is the best part of Power Automate, right? Because this tool is from Microsoft, so we can easily integrate any of the services uh, from the Microsoft easily. Okay, so it is asking inbox. Okay, which folder you want to target, and here you can see already have connected with our ID, right? Now go here, right? Then we have to give the filter criteria. Suppose I will give Inu, okay, right? And then attachment. Yes, we have to go with the attachment, right? If you want to subject I invoice, then only with attachment, yes. Okay, because we have to consider only attachments, right? Not normally. So this is the filter criteria we have got it. We can give other filter criteria also, right? Then new step. Okay. So as soon as I click on the new step, select AI builder, right? Then process document. Okay. Now you can see here, right? I'm going to select the AI model, form type, PDF document, right? Now I'm going to select the attachments content. Okay, see attachment content. I have selected it. As soon as I have selected it, it has applied the for each loop. Okay, apply to it. Here it is saying apply to it, but it's a for each loop. Why it is applied for each loop? Because there might be a multiple attachment. Okay, in the email. So we don't need to go and do by our own. Automatically, it will consider and it will apply. Even though there is a one file, doesn't matter. Okay, it will just work on a one. Okay, attachment. As soon as we select attachment contents, it will apply for each loop, and here it will apply attachments. Okay. Now the rest of the process is very similar. Whatever we did, Excel Online Business, right? Add a row into a table. Similar way we can add into the data hours table. That also I will show you. So select Online Business and Document Library OneDrive 5. Okay. This is the same thing. Okay. Now done. Just click on the save. So as I said, first we have to test it. Okay. After that, it will work by its own. So just go click on the test, right? So what it is saying to see it works now, send a email in your inbox. Okay. So how to go to inbox? Just click on these 9 dots. Here we have Outlook with this license, right? I will go to my inbox. Okay. And we'll send the email. So we'll go to the email. I will send it to myself. Okay. And here I will go and do like that. Okay. Okay. Send. Even the single attachment, multiple attachment doesn't. Okay. So now I just send the email. I received the email, right? Now go and see. Okay? So the flow should get triggered, right? If it is not, we'll see what is the problem and why. But now it should get triggered. So you can see, yes, your flow is running. Okay. So we got the email. Now it is working on it. And you can see your Excel also, like are we getting the data or not. So if you go here, then out. So you can see it is updating. Now it has completed successfully. See, it is adding those things. Okay. So this is also so simple. Whenever there is a new email arrives in your inbox, based on that event, right, and based on the filter criteria, whatever the filter criteria we have provided. Okay. So it will consider that email and it will extract the data and it will give us into the file. Okay. And now from next time, right, this flow will get triggered by its own. Okay. Because it's like a, you can see it's a automated. So whenever there will be new email with the particular condition, flow will run. We don't need to do anything manual. Clear? List.
Wise.
Okay. Well,
Thanks.
so now we will see the next thing. Okay. So you can see how can we extract the data, right? It's very easy, right? Even the model creation is also very easy, right? But now the next point. Okay. Suppose if you go to this AI builder, what about the predefined one? Correct? So our default model where we did not created any models, right? So yesterday we talk about some receipt processing, KYC document, right? Similar way here we are having business card reader. Okay. So what business card reader is doing basically, right? Uh, it will show the data from your business card, right? So suppose I will go here, right? So you can see how it is extracting the data. Right? Suppose I'm having some business card. Okay, so you can see this business card. Even it's having diary, pen, and other objects, right? Doesn't matter. See how effectively it is extracting the data. Okay, so this is the pre-built thing. But again, suppose suppose and you can see it's the same business card, right? So it is taking the first email ID. Okay. Okay, or first phone number, but it is not taking the secondary phone number, for example, or it can be fax, right? So you can see, right? So it is just taking the first one. It is not taking the second one. So in that case, right, we don't have any choice here, right? So we have to use our custom, right? Or what we can do, whatever it is extracting, let it extract, right? And whatever it is not extracting, if you want to extract, we can use, right, our custom. That also we can do, like combination of both. Okay, right? So suppose now I have shown it for like 3 to 4 models, right? But how to use it, right? How to use it. So the usage is also very simple. So for example, close. So now what we will do, we will upload the file, right? Or we can do manually, or we can do with the help of uh, our email also, correct? So for example, we'll go here, right? AI with the output, and I can create an Excel, okay? And in the Excel file, I will business card info, okay? And there I can create few columns. So what are the information it is extracting? For example, full name, job title, email, right? Name, job title, then make it as a table. Yes, give the table name, business card data, right? So we are good now. Okay, so this is your file, and I want to write it here, okay, into this particular Excel. So how can we achieve it? Go to the create, okay, and I will create this instant plot, right? Because we have seen other as already, so quickly we can implement instant. Okay. So what is the input? Input is a file, right? And now which model we have to select from here, correct? So use the business card. Okay, see, analyze business, select, right? Then business card. Okay. From where the business card will come? It is from the first step, right? So it is the file content. Okay. And after that, same thing we can do. Okay. Add a row into a table. Select same thing. OneDrive for business. OneDrive file. Okay. Then name. Okay. So you can see if you are taking any model, okay, even though it's a pre-built model or custom model, whatever the field it is extracting, right? All the field name you can see. Only thing you we have to map it. That's it. Okay, so here we did not did anything, but still you can see this output because this is a pre-built. So whatever based on the capability it is able to extract, right? Those fields we can select from here. Switch off, what kind of full address, state, city, state, I think this is the job type. Okay, then email is the email. Okay, test, import. I already sent a business card. So run. Then it will run similar way, whatever our previous models run. It will extract and it will write into the Excel. Okay. So similar way, whatever the other models, right, will work on the same fashion. So there will be no change. And if you want to see, right, what are the fields, maybe I can show you quickly. So let it run. So you can do the practice because I have already shared those things with everyone. Say it runs. Okay. Now click on the edit. Suppose I want to use a receipt processing, right? So we can go here, receipt, okay, process receipts, right? Then receipt file. What will be the receipt file? Our file content, right? This is a file content. And then we are going to write it here, for example. So we can go here and it will show you the purchase item name, purchase price, right? All the things so that we can just map and extract it. Okay. Clear? So I have already shared those documents as well. So when you are doing practice, please do the practice for each and every. Clear? Any question? Any doubt? Okay. Now we'll okay. So you can do this practice, right? Because it is very simple. Okay. Now, if you go to the my flows, right? So whatever the flows you have created, okay, you can see under the my. Okay. So here you can see the cloud flow under the cloud flow, desktop flows under the desktop flows. Okay. Right. And if any of the flows shared with you, right, it will be available here. Okay. So now we'll go to the cloud. Now you have created this flow. okay, or this flow because this we have just created. So if you see this flow, right, and if you click on it, it will show you all the details of the flow, okay, like what is the name of the flow, who is the owner, what is the type, when it has created, when it is modified, what are the connections we are using here, okay. So it will show you all the required information here. Okay. Along with that, it will show you average run duration, how much time it takes to run for each iteration, right? At the same time, it will show 20 days history also. So whatever the flows we have run, we can see here. And if you click on the all runs, okay, so it will show you all the runs so far for this particular flow. Okay, so it will show us the basically required information. So how your flow is running, it's running or failed anything. So if it is failed, we can go, right? Suppose this flow is failing, so I can click here. As soon as I click here, right, it will navigate here and it will show us like at what step it has failed, what is the error, right? So it will show us all the required information from the flow prospect. Okay, so you can see all the information is available. If you click on the edit columns, right? So all these options are available here, but important is duration, start, and status. Okay, and you can see from here, right? We can edit, we can save as, we can delete, right? At the same time, if you want to turn off, right? Suppose I don't want to run this flow now, okay, because of any reason, so we can do turn off also. Here we are having flow checker. So if you go to the flow checker, it will show you any errors, any warnings, okay, within your flow. Then share, right? I think we discuss about it. So for example, in this flow, I want to share with anyone. So I can just go to the share, okay, and type the name here of the person and will be able to share. Okay, so that two persons can work at a time on that particular flow. So we can do share from here also and send a copy. Okay, what do you mean by send copy? Right? Here we can provide an email, but the thing is like that to to whomever you are sharing this flow, right? That person should be in the same domain. Okay, it's not like that I can give the Gmail ID and will be able to share with anyone. Okay, or even though it's the same organization, but it should be in the same environment, okay, for that particular project, right? So this same copy is like that. It's not a owner. It's like just copy, okay, right? So this is the difference between send a copy and share. Okay. Any question on this?
What is that export is about? Exporting to
We'll
where?
will will explain that export.
Okay,
Okay.
and one more, this process mining, right? Improve your flow. So what exactly it tell us the overall runtime will get improved in the process
Correct.
mining?
So you can see on the left hand side this process mining.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see here. So you just click on the preview. Okay. For example,
Mhm.
I just click on the preview. Okay. And whatever the features you can see here in the preview, right? So it's still evolving, right? Okay. So there may be a chance like it can work or not, right? Importing your process logs. So the main purpose of process mining is, right, to find out how much time it is taking on each and every step, right? At the same time, if there are multiple applications, right, it will show us like how many applications are there, what are the steps being performed, how much time it is taking, right? So it will give the statistics into the Power BI reports, okay, so that we can find out like the process efficiency, like it is really efficient or not. Okay, so it will give you all the required information in terms of Power BI.
Okay,
Uh,
and does it
okay.
pinpoint the areas of improvement by itself? Like, you know, such flows can be changed to, I mean, something, some kind of recommendations to, again, perform better. Anything?
so still it's they're working on it. So far it's not
Okay, 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 got you. Okay.
okay. So far it is not available, but that is the intention.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay,
that is
cool.
the intention. On top of that, right? Okay, sorry. On top of that, right? So here we are saying like after creating the automation, okay? After creating the automation, basically, see, it will show all the things, okay? What are the activities we have used, okay? Then mean duration. So it will show in a second because it has done in background, right? It has done in background. Then it will show applied to each, how many document it has processed, right? And how many cases also it has processed. So it will show us all the required information, right? Uh, but the main goal, okay, of this process mining is to find out the performance before the automation and after the automation, okay, before and after. So how can we do in a before, right? That also I will show you. And then by using after, before and after, right, we can find out the efficiency. Okay, suppose if I'm doing this process manually, how much time it is, right? And after the automation, how much time it is taking. So accordingly, it will show us all the required info. Okay, so that I will show you here. Okay, like from the before point of view, right? And on top of that, right, what is the main goal, right? We can just perform the steps, whatever we are performing, right? After that, it will do the process mining, and then it can create the flow also. Okay, so even we no need to go and create the flow. Obviously, the conditions and the logic we have to implement, but it will create your flow also, right? We'll talk about more on this. This is the analytics. Analytics means the same. Okay, so it will show all the analysis, like what are the actions we are using. Okay, uses, error, right? So it will show the all the information which we have seen. Right? Export is like suppose someone is not in the same environment, okay, and I want to give this flow or the code to someone else, right? So we can take in terms of package, okay. So just click on the package, okay. So it will create a package basically, right? So I can download a package, I can give it to anyone, okay, who is in the same environment, for example, or in the other environment, right? So here we can give the package name and all. Okay, see, it will have all the required things. So I can give what is this? Invoice data extraction. Okay, and click on the export. So what it will do? It will export this package. Okay, so for example, I can go and save, right? So it will create this package, right? This package has created, and if I've given this package or if I want to deploy, suppose this is a dev environment. Now I want to go and deploy this code into the UAT environment or I want to give it someone, right? So this is a package with having all the activities and everything already there, right? And then we have to upload, right? So that upload will be done from the solution, right? So I will explain this solution separately, right? So here we are having the option to import. So once it's imported, right, the flow will be available here for me. Okay, so here we have on the top, we'll get the import option, but we'll see this separately. Okay, see this import option. Okay, this import, we can just browse and select it. Okay, next. But what it will, it is compressed file.
Do you have to unsave it first?
We'll show you. Okay, when we'll go to the solutions. Okay, right. So this is about the map. Right? So it will show you all the required things. I think for everyone, right, you will not able to see the desktop, right? You don't have anything in desktop, correct?
So this is desktop flow is what you exported here from
So
your Power Automate.
whatever the ID you are using, okay, or whatever the
Hmm.
license you are using, right? If you are using the same license for the desktop as well as cloud, right? Then what will happen?
Oh,
Whatever the flow you are creating in the desktop will get saved here.
oh, okay.
Okay. So what you can do, right? I have given that ID. That ID will work on your desktop also. So you can create any flow, any small flow, and see it will be available here also.
And
And
so
if
the
it's a,
eh,
hey,
go
go
ahead,
ahead, sir.
go ahead, Praveen. No, that's okay.
Okay.
I'll do.
Yeah. So if this is a desktop, if I'm using the license, and if you have a UI based some desktop flow,
Mhm.
that will run from here,
No,
or
see, run can okay from run point of view, right? It can run from here also. There is no problem. Okay, but the main goal of it, right, to save that particular code. Okay, to save that particular code, right, always on
uh,
the cloud. So that is the main
mm,
one. And
mm,
to run,
good.
obviously, to run, right, will not run manually. Will run from the trigger, right? So any flow, it can be a desktop flow or it can be a cloud flow, right? We can trigger. So this is a schedule flow, right? So if you want to set up the schedule at any point of, okay, for that cloud flows or desktop flows, we have to do it from cloud only. That is not possible from the desktop.
So my
Okay.
question is regarding the same.
Mhm.
So if we have to create the workflow for the desktop, that means we have to select the desktop flow option here. Then only we'll be able to do it. The other workflows that we have actually created in our previous practice sessions, those we won't be able to create it here. I mean, connect here, right? Is
No,
that a
because
correct
we have
understanding?
to use the same license, right?
Correct, correct. It's correct. So it's part of the same license plus the option which is available here on the screen which
No,
you
no,
have
no. We
shown
don't
me.
need to do anything. By default, it will get saved to the cloud.
Okay. And the other workflows that we created in our previous sessions, would they be, I mean, would we be able to connect those here
No,
if we no,
no,
right? Because it's
no,
not a part. Okay.
because it is not the part of this license.
License. Okay.
Okay, but now you have that license, so you can go just and create small display message, right? Or hello, and see, save it and see, like it will be available under the micro.
Okay. So let's say if we have these license and my Power Desktop is deployed on a server, and I do have a proper license, would I be able to connect those workflows that are which have been there deployed on those servers?
Yes, because see, you can access this from anywhere, right? It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay. So these desktops ones are actually there on cloud? I mean, let's say if you have
Yes,
this
yes,
license, the desktop
yes,
ones are the desktops only. Okay.
yes. They are also on cloud, so that's the best part. So just imagine like you are working on some desktop or you have created it, right? And tomorrow your system got crashed, right? So very simple. You can go, you can log in with this license to any of the system, right? You will be able to see all the flows here, okay, as well as on the cloud. So there is no
Oh, okay.
see on the system.
So we have both, I mean, both places it is available, just in case if
Yes,
it crashes in my local server. Okay.
yes.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Okay. So anyhow, whatever it is showing, it will get saved on the cloud itself. Okay. So it's not
Perfect.
a
Yeah. Thanks.
One a question around this version control, Vaibhav. How, I mean, so say suppose two people, you're working on it, you're amending the way you showcase, right? To add, say, business card as well as a receipt as well as this thing, invoices. Now, if you want to roll back to earlier version because of some reasons, how this does this internally creates the version controlling where you can roll back from to the previous version?
will show you. Okay. Will show you. Will see
Okay,
in the
yeah,
solution.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
Will see into the solution. Okay.
good.
And now here you have seen, right? Like we are able to we are able to connect to Outlook, we are able to connect to OneDrive, email, or anything, SharePoint, right? So it is called as a connector. Okay, called as a connector, right? So if you go to this connectors, where we can see the connectors, here it is not, right? So if something is not there, just click on the more, just click on the more, right? Can you see the connectors here? No, right? Then just click on the discover. So if you click on the discover all, See this connect. Okay. So what do you mean by connectors? As I say, like it's kind of a connection builder, right? So if you want to integrate any of the application, okay, or any of the services which is available in the real world, right? So it can be any SAP, Oracle, any ERP system, or suppose if you want to integrate your Gmail, anything, right? Teams, right? So all the connectors are available. Few of the connectors are freely available, right? For example, if you go to the Gmail, right? So Gmail is freely available. So Gmail, Google Drive, everything, right? But if you go to the ServiceNow, right? So if you go to the ServiceNow, for example, okay, see this is so you can see it's a premium, okay? So what do we mean by premium? We need a license, okay? Right? We need a license for it. So any services, right, which are available, it can be any service, right, very well we can integrate easily. Only thing we need a license for that particular service. Okay, so that is the reason. If you go here, right, let me go to the create. Okay, and I have mentioned automated, right? So you can uh, see when a new email arrives, for example, right, this service is from the Gmail, correct? If something related to the Azure, right? Teams, all the things are available, okay? And we can connect any of the connectors, okay, into the Power Automate very easily. It's like plug and play, right? We no need to do any particular extra efforts, okay? So that's the reason it is called as a connector, okay? And we are having all kinds of connectors available. So Praveen was asking like if I want to move the file, correct?
Hmm.
From one folder to another, right? I think he was asking. The same thing is also already available here, right? So suppose if you go here, look, correct. Okay. So suppose if I click on here, right, add an action, right? All the things are available here. Suppose you can see here all, then premium, right? So all the premium connectors will be available here, right? And suppose I can go here. I want related to the Gmail, right? So you can see it is available related to the Gmail. Everything you can see available for the Gmail, right? So for OneDrive, right? Select OneDrive. It's the OneDrive. Okay, so OneDrive, right? So you can see all the functionalities what we can do manually, right? Same are available. So here you can see move, right, or create something. Everything is available.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
And what about the co-pilot? Means it should come with Microsoft, right? I mean, there is, do we have to establish if you want to use co-pilot, some point of LLM and all? Is that premium or is part of this?
No, no, see, that is different thing. Okay, that is different thing. So where we have to use co-pilots to do. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
co-pilots where we have to use, right. Here we are having the co-pilot, right. Basically, so you can see this co-pilot. So this co-pilot will help us, okay,
Okay.
to create any kind of flow, right. Suppose what I want to do, right, create a flow, right, to move one drive file to another OneDrive location. Okay, suppose you want to create it and you are not sure about it, right? How can we do it, right? So just click on the generate. Okay, right? So you can see it will create this particular thing. Okay, see, it will ask OneDrive and all, and after that it will create a flow disk.
Wonderful.
Okay,
Mm.
so in terms, this Copilot is being directly used into the our cloud and desktop. Now, suppose if you want to create any script, right? So we already have that option directly available in terms of Copilot uh, into the our desktop. So I will explain those. Okay, we have in our agenda. Fine. So now we'll go to this process mining. Okay. So as I said, what is the purpose of process mining? Is to for and this will be for a bigger processes, not for the small or medium processes, right? It's for larger processes where we want to find out, right, the ROI on the automation. Okay, so here we have to find out the statistics. Like before automation, if I want to perform this particular task, how much time it is taking by the associates or humans, and after the automation, right, how much time it is taking, so that we can figure it out, right, the efficiencies or ROI on such processes. Okay, so now we'll see. So we can just click on the start. Okay. As soon as you click on start here, so we'll go for a RPA challenge first. Okay. RPA challenge. We'll go with the help of recording, right? So that is the most widely used. Go to the recording, click on add a recording. Okay. Add a recording. Add a recording means I will show you. So open Power Automate. And now it should have both same licenses to both. Okay. So it should not like I'm desktop, I'm having separate license and cloud, I'm separate having separate, right? So it is asking. So, right? So now it will get connected to that particular license. Okay. Once it is ready, we can start performing the steps. Okay, but before that, I will be ready with my RP challenge website and along with the Excel. Okay. Let it. So you can see this one. Let it finish. Then it will tell us like go ahead and start the recording. So you can see the recorder is available and it is ready. Okay. So now I can start performing the steps. So I will go here, right? You can resize, and this is my input. Okay, fine. So just click on the record, right? So what we'll do, we'll, so this is my RPA channel, right? So I will go here, email. And from where this data will come, right? Data will come from the, hmm, data will come from the Excel, right? So I will go, right? I'm talking about manual process. Okay, we'll go here, we'll enter the email, we'll go to the address, then I will fetch the address from here. So you can see whatever actions I'm performing, you can see here, right? Then role in company. So from where the role is company, there, right? This is my role in company, right? Then last name, this is last, go to the company. This, okay? then first name, equal to first, then phone number. Okay, click on the submit. So here we have to do with the good amount of data. Okay, then only it will give the good results. I will do one more time. So we'll go to the address, right? One second one. This is my address. Let's go with phone number, phone number, then email. It is working on it is right. Where is my email? Right. So we'll enter the email, then company name. Okay. Then first name. So it is my first name. Then the last. I can do select enter and click on the submit. Suppose I'm done with this. Okay. Just click on the finish. Okay. So now I just click on the finish. Right. So as soon as you click on the finish, uh, we should get one pop-up. This one. What it is saying? Saving your recording. So whatever the steps we have recorded, right? It will get saved. It said yes. We have saved your step. Click on the view record. Okay. So once we click on the view recording, right, it will go to this process file tab, and it will say we are getting things ready. Okay, and it can take a good amount of time. So you can see whatever the actions we have performed. Okay, it will show that actions along with the screenshot. See, okay, see, it will show like from where we are taking all the information, where we are updating, right? So it will record all the steps, whatever the steps which we have performed, it will record it, right? And after that, what we have to do, right? We can mention save and analyze, right? Save and analyze. So what it will do, it will analyze it, and then it will create a reports in Power BI. Okay, where it will show like how much time user has spent on Excel, how much time user has spent on this RP challenge application, right? How many times we have navigated to Excel RP challenge, right? In case we are having multiple uh, applications or systems, right? So it will show us all the statistics. And now it is saying we have saved your recording. Your analytics will be ready in a moment. You may also close, right? And now it is saying your process was analyzed. And if you click on the view analytics, okay, I just clicked on the view analytics. Now you can see this symbol of Power BI. Okay, so it will show all the reports basically. It's simple. It will take some time, okay, because everything is available on the cloud. So that's the reason it can take a little good amount of time. And can you see this automation activity? Okay, so that's the future. So whatever the steps we have recorded on the basis of that, it will create your automation flow also. Okay, currently it's not working properly, right? But that's the goal actually. What? So what you can do, right? Meantime, you also start see how it is working for you. Okay, yeah, it is now giving the text. I don't know what is the problem. Maybe if you're facing same problem, let. Okay. So you can see.
So, well, the way what we are doing is basically when we do this manually, how much time it is taking, and thereafter when you click on the automate activities, this whole process is be automated,
Yeah.
and then what's the time? So you are basically trying to get a productivity gain, is it?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So
And then automate activities is what is a final one that we can deploy eventually. Yeah,
hmm, hmm, yes. So
I
we
see.
can see, right, it is showing there are two applications, Excel and all, right? Then how much time we have spent, how many actions we perform, right? Then here it will show time spent by application. So on Chrome, I spent this 49.48%, on Excel I spent, right? So it will show you all these statistics so that we can find out after and before automation how it is performing.
Yes, I think because this needs
Yeah,
more
Vaibhav, we can.
practice.
Okay, now we'll go to the end. So now suppose what we want to do, right? There is a use case, okay? There is a use case where we want to identify the language, okay? So you can see here we are having language detection, okay? So suppose if there is any organization, there can be multiple use cases, but I can tell you which is very common. Suppose if there is any organization, right, having its presence across the global, right, including all the parts of world, right? And maybe everyone is aware, right, when it will go to the Chinese, Japanese people, right, or in a German, French, right? So they will talk in their own language, right, during their day-to-day life or during work also. Okay. So suppose if there is any organization, they are having a service, they are service provider basically across all the organization, all the world, right? And suppose they are having one inbox, okay? We can say inquiry inbox or any sales inbox basically, right? And they're getting the email across all the regions basically, right? So when the mail will come from the any Chinese organization, right? So they will send email in Chinese, right? Same case with Japanese or German or French, right? So what is our process here, right? Whatever the email coming to that inbox, right? So whenever the email will arrive in that inbox, what should happen, right? Our automation should understand or it can identify that language. Based on the language, what it can do, it can move or segregate those email into the respective folder. Okay, so if any mail is coming German language, so you should go to the German folder, right? In your mailbox, right? Same case with French, German, Chinese, whatever, right? And at the same time, it should respond to the sender, right? For example, thank you or anything, right? In the same language, okay? In the same language, okay? Clear the problem statement. And whenever your automation will move that email to the respective folder, right? And after that, right, the respective region, right, whoever understand that particular language, they can read it, identify the requirement, and uh, can work on that opportunity, right? But as a prompt response, right, and to segregate those emails, basically, right, this will be the requirement from the automation part. Okay, so you can see here, right? Uh, this is just for testing purpose, right? If you click on the random sample, okay, so FR, it is a French language, okay. If you go D, I don't know D. So here it will give the output in terms of code. Okay, it will not say it's like English, it's a Hindi or Marathi or anything, right? It will give the code, language code. Okay. So if you want to find out like what are the language it is supporting, right? If you click here, and if you click on the language codes, right? So it will go here, but where is the list? We'll see. Otherwise, I will find out. This one. Okay. So you can see almost it will support all kinds of languages, right? Which is available across the globe. Okay. Supporting this kind of language, and every language they have given the code. Okay. DE. What do you mean by DE? Sorry. It's like German. Okay. So DE is like German. Correct. So now we can how we can develop this problem statement. Okay. And first we can go and discuss. Close this. We'll go. Okay. We'll create a this automated cloud flow. Okay. And when we will run this flow, when the new email arrives, right? When email arrives. Okay. This we have used the okay inbox. And suppose if you want to give any particular filter, right? That particular we can give, right? For example, I will give this. Why I'm giving this? Otherwise, it will work on my all the emails, right? Because I'm getting other email also. But if there is a sales inbox, it will get only required emails. Okay, so I can give like this, right? Suppose if you want to consider attachment all, that is fine. Now, what is the next thing, right? We want to analyze it. What we want to analyze? We want to analyze the language. Okay, detect language, right? So it will say provide me the text. So we can provide the body, right? The email body. So you can see it is extracting all the information and it is storing terms of variable. So we can select the body. But it may happen, okay, your body has a HTML content, right? So what we can do before doing this, HTML to text. So what it will do, in case any HTML content is there, it will convert it to the plain text. Okay. So here I will give input as a body, right? And here input I can give the plain text. Can you see the plain text content, right? So the purpose of this HTML to text is if there is an HTML content, it will convert it to the plain text so that language detection model can read it appropriately. Okay. Now, now click on the news. Okay. So how can we like create all these things? We have to create a condition, right? We have to create condition, right? So suppose if we have multiple conditions, right, then we can use a switch, right? Switch condition. Here we don't have any like one or two condition. It can be a multiple condition, right? So here we can use switch, okay? And here we can give case one, case two, case three. For example, case one. Case one is for English, right? Then if you want to create case two, okay, case two can be for German, okay, Chinese, whatever, okay, German, Chinese, right? We can create an other or default. What do you mean by default? If you give him 10 language here, but if any other language is coming, then it will go to the default. Okay, and here we can give equal, or before that we have to give what is this language. Okay, so what is the language detected by your detect language mode? So I can give the language. Okay, then it will take to the apply to each automatically. Okay, right? Go to the switch English. So what is the code of English? Right? I can go. I think it should be EN, but let's see. English EN. Okay, so small EN. I can go. I can mention it small EN. Right? For German, it's DE. Right? I think we have seen DE. Okay. For German. Okay. So it's DE basically. Right? So I can give a DE. Right? So now what action we have to perform? So suppose if someone is sending the email right in the English, then what should happen? That email should move to the respective folder within the your Outlook, right? At the same time, what should happen? It should reply to that user like uh, thanks for your inquiry or something, right? And same case with this also. So I can click on add new action. So first of all, we'll move the email. Okay. Move this Outlook 365. So all the actions are available here. Okay. So I can mention send an email. Okay. First we'll respond to that email. But how it will come to know like which email has to respond, right? So just click here or click on this dynamic content. So we can select from the mailbox owner and sender of the message, right? So we can select this from subject. Thank you, for example. Here I can, hello, thank you for the inquiry, right? Our team will get back to will get back to you. Thanks. Okay, whatever. Correct. Now I want to move that email to the respective folder also. So just go here and email this one, right? And now move. Okay, move you. So select this move email, which right, which email you want to move. So here it will have message ID, this message ID. Okay, so that's every email will get assign one message ID so that it can identify uniquely. So this message ID will be input here. Folder. Okay, it is asking me folder. Like here we will have it the folder, right? So for example, I can select as a draft. Okay, it will go to that folder. That's it. Okay. The same steps I will perform here also. So what is the first thing? Will email. So send an email. Okay. Then this email. Okay, to whom you want to send. Click on this add dynamic content. Select from, then subject and body. So now we have to give this in a German language, right? So we can go to Google, switch to German. And copy, uh, query, and okay. And after that, we'll move the email, right? So move email, right? Select up, and it will ask the message ID, right? Where is the message? Type it in case you are not able. message. Okay, folder. In which folder you want to move. Okay. So go here. I can select gen first and original message. Okay. So we'll not do anything here. Now save and test. Okay. Test. Right. So where it is this one. So it will say to see it works, send an email. Right. So I can send an email. So where is my inbox? Okay. Like looking for Java resources. If you have any ability, please let me know. For example, right? Okay, and I can send this in. Okay, I have sent the email. Now our automation should get triggered. Okay, you can see our flow ran, but it failed. Okay, that's fine. Where it is failed, we can go and check. Right? Okay, it is failing in the. See, it will give you where it has failed. Right? Where it has failed, it has failed. Move email V2. Right? It has failed in this particular step. So why it is failed? We'll see. We'll see. Right? But before that, you can see like see we got the email. Right? Suppose if I'm sending in German, right? It will work for German. Clear? So now we'll go back. We'll see. From click on the image with a problem. Okay. Meantime, you just start preparing. I will tell you. Or if you have any question, do it. I will just stop whatever I do. So from here also we can turn off. Okay. If we turn off, it will do in terms of disable. Okay.
So I have a question here.
Mhm.
Uh, I was continuously getting email, so I tried it for English. So whenever I get this first email, this workflow again gets trigger. So I was continuously getting 3 4 emails. So how did I just terminated it. So how should I stop the workflow?
So here, like as I said, right, you can go here into the my flows. Okay. And just turn on. Okay. Here it's turn on because I already turned off. So make it turn on.
Okay, okay. But in this use case that we tested, because each time we get this email, so I tested for English, and it was considering that email every time it sends, and it consider that as a first, I mean, the new email, and that loops keeps on going on. So do we need to terminate that, or
But
does
why this
that?
happens, Sajid? Because I'm sending it to the my email ID only, right? Or our email ID only, right? But
Correct.
in reality, that is not the situation, right? You will respond to the sender. So your sender and the receiver both are same.
I agree. That's it. Vendor loop.
Yeah, okay.
Got it.
So now we'll talk about the sentiment analysis. Okay. And see, we can have a lot of use cases. Okay, so this I'm explaining right so that everyone can understand. So now suppose uh, right, if there is a business, okay, it can be any kind of business, and where customers are giving the feedback via email, right? So we are having one email ID feedback at the rate something, right? So customers are responding to that email, right? Or they are responding to any query, right? So from there we want to identify, right? What is their sentiment? It can be a positive sentiment or negative sentiment, right? Or neutral sentiment. So there are three types of sentiment, right? Positive, negative, and neutral. So if positive sentiment, right, we can send the thank you message to them, like thanks for your feedback or something. But in case of negative, right, so what we can do, we can route that requirement to our respective department, right? Suppose the sentiments are related to the quality, right? So we can route it to the quality department and we can ask, like, some investigation why this happened or this is really an issue or not. Same case with if anything related to the finance thing or billing related, right? So accordingly, we can uh, take some action, right, to resolve the customer queries or problem, correct? So here, if you go, where is this? So this one, right? So this is kind of sentiment and it support these languages actually. So here they have given example and output is like sentiment and confidence. Okay, what is how much is the confidence score, right? Suppose I will go and I don't like the pizza, okay, and we can analyze the text. Okay, so here we can say it's like a negative sentiment. Okay, right? Or here during my stay, or I stay, the staff was very helpful. Helpful analyze. So it's like a positive sentence, right? So it will return this positive or negative sentence. Okay, and okay, so what we can do, we can go to the create, right? And now I will create an instant one. Okay, so we can correlate with anything. Okay, okay, so here I can mention input as a text input. Okay, not a file, anything. Okay, so here we can select the language. Okay, basically, and the text. So what is the text basically? Input file, where is it? The input previous. And mostly you can see here, right? The sentiment can be a positive sentiment or negative sentiment, right? So here I can go new step and I want to apply a condition. Okay? Condition, if condition, for example, right? The same condition we can apply here, condition here, right? So here we can say uh, sentence. Okay, sentence sentence. I can select. So it will take into the for each loop, right? And is equal. Suppose if it is equal to positive, right? Mention it into the small, right? So accordingly, what we can do, we can take some actions. So if it is positive, right, it will perform the steps here. If it is negative, it will perform some steps here, right? So either it can be email or something like, right? So here, suppose if you want to send an email, okay, send an email. Okay, we don't have the email, right? Okay, no worries. So maybe I can give it directly. right? Yes, here. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, for valuable feedback. Okay, and in case the feedback is negative, right? So we can mention here. Okay, here also I will mention thank you for the feedback. Can mention hello, thank you for feedback, right? Our concern team will look on it and get back to you. For example, right? So suppose if you want to do such, right, we can do very easy. Save and test. So maybe mention I don't like the pizza, or we can give a like okay, it's not like only sentence, right? You can give paragraph or something, right? It will work on that also. Okay, so not necessary like we can have only one sentence or two sentence, something like that. Okay. So now the flow has run successfully. And if you want to see like your flow was positive or negative, right? So in the same we can go here, right? So it has showing this condition as executed, and if we click here, right? So what it is saying, the input, right? Here it will check the condition, and condition is false. Okay, so if the condition is false, then you can see it did not executed the steps, this S step, right? It has executed this no step, means your flow work correctly. It has performed the no step. Okay, so if it is true, then it will perform the S step, right? So accordingly, we can identify your flow run successfully or not. Okay, and here you can see the result also. Okay, in case if you want to verify something it work or not, right? So see input. So this was the input we got, right? And these are just internal purpose from the model point of view. Okay, so please. Okay, shall we move?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we can.
Okay, but just want to get an idea, right? I hope you are able to correlate, right? The things or any challenges to correlate the use cases point of view.
Now, in this case, one quick question, right? Some of the emails that comes, right? Some kind of, you appreciate your timely response and the service you provided and all. It starts with that, right? And then it gets into the, kind of a negative way that some of these folks we reach out is not to the mark, right? They don't have the knowledge that we expect, right? So how such things will perform in such case?
I did not get your question, Praveen. Can you elaborate?
No, no. See, for example, we are talking about the email, right? About the positive, negative kind
Uh-huh,
of
uh-huh.
response, right? So some of these emails, right, in the very professional manner, his talks first appreciate the timely response and the support you guys have provided. It starts with that, right? And then it comes to the issues that they have faced, right? That they got the support, timely support, but the person who was supporting is not SME in that field, and we lost a lot of time during
Mhm,
those triage and all. So in the email, it has both the sentiments,
mhm.
right?
Okay. So in that case, what will happen? Okay. So if you go here, right, whatever you will write here, okay, or whatever the email will get, right? So it's a combination of positive and negative, right? Maybe
Correct.
very less in terms of positive and more towards the negative side, right? So in that case, there may be possibility, right? So this confidence score, right, will be less. Okay,
Mm, mm,
confidence score will be less. So what we can do, we can set up such kind of mechanism. If confidence score is less than 60 percentage, okay,
mm,
right,
mm.
then we can send it for the manual intervention.
Ah, okay. Or
Okay,
maybe consider as if we set our time like 70%, still it goes to the person who can attend the negative aspect of it, based on the so there will be another flow that if the confidence person is less than this, then take the action, just to send a positive email or maybe be handled in a exception way where team can reach out
no,
to
no,
them.
no, no. So here, right, what we can do, suppose if the confidence score less than 60, right,
Mm,
then we can send it to the human, okay, and the human can draft a response,
I see.
okay,
I see.
and
Okay.
then it will get sent it to the respective parties or any department, something, right? So here we are having approvals, okay, right? So here it will come. So we'll take this as well, actually, okay.
Mm.
We'll explain in this. Okay, so next session I will explain this approval. Okay, fine. Now just for a change, we'll talk something different, right? Here we'll now see how to create the environment. Okay, so ideally it's the role of system admin and all, but just here we need it. That's the reason I'm showing you, right? So how to create a different environment? So what do you mean by environment, right? So when there are any requirements will be there, right? First, it will get developed in the development environment, then it will get tested in the test environment, and then it will go for production, right? So here, if you click on here, right, it will go to the admin center. But when we'll work with the organization, we'll not have access to the admin center, okay? Because it will be taken care by the admin team, okay? So this is our admin center. So by using this admin center, what we can do, we can create a various environments also, right? So how to create an environment? So just go to this environment, click on the new. Once you click on the new, give any name. Basically, I will do some trial environment or some, right? Keep everything as it is, right? Only thing you have to change, if you go here, right? Or maybe what you can do, okay, no worries, right? So just go here. Either you can select development or trial, okay? Don't select the sandbox. So maybe I can select as a trial, click on the save, okay? So it will create a new environment, okay? So right, because we need a different environments with the organization when we'll work, because directly will not go for a production, right? So you can see once I create there, my trial environment has ready and it is started, okay. So and if you go back here, you can see only uh, dev environment and power environment, but I refresh here, I can see the new environment, okay, which is a trial environment, okay. So based on the environment, we have to create the project there, and once we are done with dev environment, we have to go for a test where testing team will test it, and then it will go to production, right? So let it, I can go here, so you can see my trial environment, and if I select trial environment, right, I will not able to see any of the flows here, right? See, I will not able to see cloud, desktop, or any of them, okay, because this is a separated, okay. So why I'm explaining this, how to create environment and all, there is a reason, right? So now you can see, uh, here, right, if you go to this original environment, right, I can use the any connector because this is the admin one. Okay, I can use Gmail connector, I can use Facebook connector and anything, right? But from the organization point of view, right, or we can say compliance point of view or security point of view, it's not the right thing, correct? It's not the right thing because if I use the Gmail, then I can send any information outside the organization, right? So I want to block certain connectors, right, which is not required or it can do some security breach, right? But I will not able to block into the admin because this is the admin, right? But you can see now my this is trial environment, okay? And suppose I want to go here, right? I can just click on the create, okay? Maybe I can create this automated flow and I can mention Gmail, okay? Where is Gmail? So here when a new email arrives, so I can able to select it, okay? Okay, so request does not exist, right? We have to go to the sign in. I just clicked on the sign in. So can you see here? I have blocked the Gmail, right? So for this particular environment, Gmail has blocked, right? So what organization has to do? Has to block certain connectors or admin will block certain connectors. So even though if anyone wants to go and use, right, will not be able to use. Okay, so that's the reason it is showing why it is blocked by the data loss prevention policies, right? So how the admins are doing this particular task, right, to blocking certain number of connectors, that I will show you. Okay, so in this way, we can block any third-party connectors, right, which is not required or it can do some data breach, right? So we'll go here and here under the policies, we can see data policies, right? Just go to the data policies, right? And in the data policies, so you can see I have already blocked the Gmail, okay, right? And it is applied to all environments. So I can go, right, and I can modify also, I can do everything, but I will show you how to block. And if it is unblock, okay, so for you, I think it's unblocked. So just go and see. You will be able to connect the Gmail very easily. There will be no such error available here, right? But from the admin point of view, how they are doing, just click on the new policy. We can give the policy like block connector. Okay, we can give the name or right, doesn't matter. Then click on the next, right? So here we are having various environments are available. Where for which environment you want to apply, right? So we can select the environment. So I will mention trial environment, right? And once I select this trial environment, click on add to policy. Okay, so it will get added that policy, right? After that, click on the next. Once we click on the next, so you can see nothing it is available in the business, nothing is available in the block, right? All the connectors. So there are around 1393 connectors are available. Okay, so right, you can see these connectors are available. But now, suppose I want to block a Gmail or I want to block ServiceNow or SAP, right? So I can go and search Gmail, select, and can you see what is mentioned here? Blockable. So it's a blockable connector, right? So I can go and click on the block. It will go under the block. But if I go for a service now, service now, right? So this is also blockable. So I can block this also. Select and block. Okay. But we are having other connectors, right? So for example, Microsoft products like SharePoint, OneDrive. So what it is saying, it is not blockable. Okay, we'll not able to block it. Why? Because these are related to the business, right? So in that case, we will not able to block such type of connectors. Okay, so now you can see I have blocked it, and then if I click on the next and click on the create policy, right? Once I clicked on the policy, now onwards I will not able to use Gmail and ServiceNow or whatever the users have added into that environment, okay, this trial environment, no one will, sorry, no one will be able to use this connector. Okay, yeah, okay, sure. You can drop off such important issue, right?
Thanks, sir.
Okay, so this is about this DLP policies, like it is called as a data loss prevention policies. Okay, the full form of DLP is data loss prevention policies. Okay, now we'll go back. Go to the our AI hub back. We'll go here. So similar way, right, as we discuss here, we are having various kind of these models are available, right? But whatever we discuss that are most widely used, and we can say from the use case point of view also those are very important. Okay, but still others are there, so we can discuss all the one by one. So this is contract processing. So what do you mean by contract processing, right? Suppose if there is any contract, okay, or any agreement, right? So agreements and contracts may be having a good amount of data, right? But from there, we want to take only few important points, right? Like what are the contracts, between whom the contract has happened, right? And what type of contract it is, right? So it will extract such type of information from the document. So it has own intelligence. It will read the content, and after reading the content, so you can see it will take like what kind of agreement it is, right? What are the parties, like name, address, reference, right? Then execution date, effective date, and what are the clauses? Okay, so it will take those important information from the contract. Okay, so you can see this is like rent agreement. Okay, so rent agreement, this is the rental agreement. So this is the parties, okay, between it happened and then effective. Okay, so similar way I'm also having some document. So, right, so select this. Now I have uploaded it. Okay, so now it will get uploaded and so you can see, right? So it will show what type of contract it is, name. Okay, here don't have execution date, it's a blank. Okay, so it will not show, and it will show the clause, right? So if you want to analyze any kind of contracts, okay, uh, right, we can use such model, but frankly speaking, right, those are not that much widely used, right? May happen for very few organization it is important, right? But this is as it is. So and here we'll not able to do any kind of customization. Okay, so you can see it's a pre-built model. Okay.
Uh, quick question on that. I mean, say, for example, I have this is kind of a standard format, say SOW or anything that our organization look for. You
Mhm.
know, if I upload it and create it as a model, right? And then what are the contracts if I get it from these various vendors? And I want to do kind of a reconciliation or compare with my standard, the way I generally work
Mhm.
for,
Mhm.
and showcase when I upload such of these different vendors contract, what are the areas that is slightly different than my normal contract or the clauses that should get highlighted so that I can have that effective conversation with them to get more aligned with my standard contract. So is that can be done in this quickly?
No, see, here we can't able to do any kind of customization. Okay, so what we can
Hmm.
do, right? So suppose we are having 10 different or what we can say, response from the your vendors, right? And
Mm.
we want to compare it in terms of various parameters, clauses, cost, and all. So what we can do, we can extract this information, we can keep it to the Excel, right? And
Mm.
rest of the things we can do manually, or we can take help of Power BI.
Wait, you can help of
Sorry,
you can take a help of what you said? Sorry, I missed
Power
that.
BI, Power BI.
Or BM.
It's a
Yeah, okay.
reporting tool, right? Huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, okay, okay.
Right? So
Oh,
that
I
that
see.
so
Mm.
that we can do here.
But so another question there is these models which are there already existing, right? Do I have this in the organizations, right? When I rolled out these automate. Now, like for example, for the KPI, we use Aadhaar card or PAN card in our areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially working in India.
Mm-hmm.
Can I create, though Microsoft doesn't come up with that, but can I create my model and put it there so that I can, when I roll out these automate within the organization, then that model of PAN card as well as Aadhaar card will be exist so that people don't have to create of their own.
Yes, yes, so you can see, right? This we can share, we can take a
Okay.
export and we can give it to them, right? We can share also.
So
So
share with the whole organization in
yes,
India,
yes, yes,
irrespective of their line of business.
yes.
Okay.
So it can be a reusable component, we can say, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
anyone can use it. Suppose you are working in finance department, right? And you also required it. And suppose if there is an HR department, right? They also looking for such type of information. So they can also use your model, whatever you have created.
Mm, Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
that will sit within that the cloud that is be shared with that
Yes.
organization IDs so that people can directly use it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Mm, I see. Okay. Makes sense. Good.
Okay. So similar way here we are having category classification, uh, entity extraction and key phrase extraction. So these are pre-built, okay? But in case it is not satisfying our purpose, right? Like category or entity, right? For example. So you can see we are having customized options also available. Okay, so we can customize as per our requirement. Okay, so we'll see how can we create custom also as per our requirement. But suppose category classification. So what category classification will do, right? They have given such categories. Okay, so you can see if you want to see the category that we have. So if any input is there, right? So it will classify in this category such as issues, complaint, customer service, documentation, price and billing and stuff. So what do you mean by category, right? So as we discussed, if we are running any organization and we are receiving any customer feedback or input, right? So if something is related to the staff and service, right? So that requirement should get routed to the staff and service department, right? If something is related to the pricing and billing, right? So it should get routed to that particular department, right? So the purpose of it, we can identify the category, like what kind of category this complaint is there, right? And based on that we can route it to the respective department. So you can see, right, so if something is related to the billing, right? So here we are having random sample. So I want to refinance my car loan of this year, right? So it looks like price and billing, okay? But at the same time you can see confidence score is very low. Okay, so in that case, what we can do, we can send it for the manual review as well, so that a human can take some judgment and accordingly action will get performed. Okay, so it will just identify the category basically, and here you can see these are the by default categories. Okay, so it's not listed, right? But these are the uh, by default categories, but suppose I want to include any other categories, right? Based on our requirement. So it may happen it will not fit for our requirement. So we can create various categories also. That will also we will see, right? Now the next one is entity.
So on that, uh, so this is always look for the email body content to define the category, and based on that, it can reroute those into the specific folders or in boxes. Is it only email?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, because see, customer complaints will get from the email, right? Normally we'll take from the email,
Correct, correct,
right?
correct, correct. Hmm.
Now this one is entity extraction. Okay. So what do you mean by entity extraction? If you click on the more, right? So we have seen in the desktop, right? Entities text basically, right? Extract entities from the text. So we can extract phone number, right? Then email ID, URL, IP address, mobile number. So similar way, if you're looking something from the uh, cloud point of view, right? They have added it, and it is supporting this number of categories. So suppose this one, right? So you can see this is the sample. So it will extract this entity contest, so right? So it's organization. This is date and time. So it will extract organization as well as date and time. Suppose if there is a random sample, right? So here it is mentioned 85 degree Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit category is temperature. This is date time, right? Suppose if you want to extract something, then it will be useful. Okay, suppose here, please, if there is any input, right? I place my mobile number and I want to extract mobile number, for example, right? Some analyze, right? So it should give this as a mobile number, mobile. Okay. And here we are having a custom model as well, where we will be able to create a custom model based on our requirement, because it may happen whatever the uh, entities are available here, it is not serving our purpose, right? Then we can create our own entities as well. That also we'll see. And then key phrase extraction. So key phrase extraction, right? Not that much useful. So basically, it will say key phrase extraction, right? So it will say what is the main intent of this particular input, right? So it is a context of account payment. So what it is talking about the uh, context of account payment. So here you can see main points in a text document. Okay, so it will extract main points from that particular input. That's it. So here it is talking about this, right? But this is also not that much great where we can use it, right? But yes, if we have certain use cases, there we can use it. And here we don't have anything custom or something. It will just work by default. And here we have image description. So this is also one of the pre-built model. Okay. So if I click here, right? So what it will do? It will analyze the image, and based on the image it will create a description. Okay, so you can see uh, it will create a description here, so you can see man running on a cloud. Okay, sorry, man running on a road basically. And here we are having the various tags available. At the same time it will give the confidence score. So here they have given, but this is not working. So you can see a city with many tall buildings. uh, so the main intention of this, it's not like to analyze such kind of image, right? Like a city with tall buildings, right? So the main intention, if there is any kind of a computer vision, okay, where we have to analyze something, right? Suppose any kind of scan document, right? Image scanning and all related to the healthcare, right? Such for such thing they are trying to build this model, right? But when I tried, like I have taken few of the images from the Google, right? But it is not working. So suppose you can see these are the images. Right? So it will say fail to identify. Let's see it is working or not. See, it will say could not quick test the mode. So even I have tried all these images, whatever I'm having, right? It is not working because they are still working on it as it is in the preview phase. Okay, so that's the reason they will mention here preview. Okay, but here we are having object detection. This is working perfectly fine, so we can extract any objects from the images, right? So that also we will see during the next session. Okay, fine. So what we can do, and one more thing, okay, before closing. Here, if you go to the automation center, okay, so what automation center will do, right? It will basically show you all the statistics of your automation. Okay. So what do you mean by statistics, right? So it will show in the last 7 days how many flows ran, right? How many pass, how many fail, if there are any errors, right? So we can select and we can apply the filter, for example, right? So it will show all the errors, right? So if anyone, maybe a client or management want to go and see, right, what is happening currently in terms of automation, right? So it will show you all these statistics basically in terms of graph and all, right? And this has been developed recently, right? So that's the reason there is a bifurcation between automation center and desktop. But now onwards, right, maybe after a few days or maybe next to next release, right, they will remove this desktop, so everything will be available here. So if I click on the desktop, right, so in the desktop, right, it will show you how many flows are there, right, how many success, any errors, right. It will show each and everything in terms of live status. Okay, so no need to create any kind of separate graphs or something, right? Everything we can see here because it is already configured and integrated internally to the Power. Okay.
So desktop flow is nothing but what is the difference between automation center and desktop flow?
So basically, right, that is what I'm going to say. So they have recently added here. Here we can see all, okay, like
Uh,
cloud, desktop, everything. Okay,
okay.
right. So that's the reason here you can see even though it's mentioned as a desktop, but here it is available on cloud also. Okay, right. So now they will move each and everything to this automation center. Okay, so that we can see all the information into the automation center itself, even though it can be a cloud flow, desktop flow, right? Doesn't matter.
So basically, this is a dashboard where
Yes.
if I want to know all my team, how many of the models being created and in working condition.
No,
So,
no, not created. Okay. It will
uh,
show the runtime statistics. Okay. Suppose if there are 100 processes are running into the production. Okay. Right? So we
okay.
can see the statistics of all the 100 processes, right? How many processes are running, how many failed, how many success, how many idle, right? So it will show all the statistics.
Okay. So that is in production, but I can change the environment and work in progress also I can see in a similar way. Correct?
Work in progress. No, no, work in progress will not see. Suppose you are doing some development, you want to say, right?
Correct.
No, no, no. So that we can't see. This will show the runtime statistics. So that's the reason you can see runs. Okay, here word as a runs. So it will show all the runtime statistics basically.
Hmm.
Okay, it will not
Okay.
show like who is developing which automation,
Correct.
what is the status. No, no, it will not show that.
It won't.
No, no, it
Okay.
will show only the runtime statistics basically, right? So because see, normally what happens, we are sending daily status, right? Like how many
Hmm.
processes ran today, or how many success, right? How many fail, right? So, so from that point of view, they have created such kind of dashboard.
I see.
Okay, so that we can get a live statistics, no need to create any extra reports or something.
Okay.
Clear, right? So that is the main purpose of this automation. Okay, so what we can do, we can conclude today, and next session we'll continue whatever the rest of the things are.